Malala Yousafzai was born in the Swat Valley of Pakistan, a region known for its breathtaking natural beauty and ancient history. But beneath its tranquil surface, the valley was hiding a dark secret. The Taliban had taken control, imposing strict laws that silenced women's voices and crushed their hopes for a better future. Malala's father, Ziauddin Yousafzai, was a passionate advocate for girls' education. He owned a school in the Swat Valley, where Malala was enrolled as a student. As she grew older, Malala began to realize the harsh realities of her world. She saw how the Taliban patrolled the streets, threatening anyone who dared to defy their rules. She heard the whispered conversations of her friends, who longed for a chance to learn and grow, but were forced to stay hidden at home. Malala's response was not one of fear or resignation. Instead, she chose to speak out against the Taliban's brutal regime. In 2008, at the age of 11, she began blogging about her life under Taliban rule. Her words were raw, honest, and unflinching, revealing the struggles of everyday life in the Swat Valley. But Malala's writing was not just about her own experiences. It was a call to action, a plea for the world to take notice of the injustices that were being committed in her name. As Malala's blog gained international attention, she became a symbol of hope for the people of the Swat Valley. They saw in her a young girl with a fierce determination to challenge the status quo. Malala's words inspired others to stand up against the Taliban, and soon, a movement was born. But the Taliban was not about to let Malala's voice be heard without a fight. In 2011, they issued a fatwa, calling for her assassination. Malala's family was warned to keep her safe, but they refused to hide her away. Instead, they continued to support her, knowing that her voice was a powerful tool for change. One day, as Malala was on her way to school, a gunman boarded her bus. He was looking for her, and when he found her, he pulled the trigger. Malala's world went dark, but she refused to let her story end there. In a hospital bed, she began to speak out against the Taliban once more, her words echoing around the world. The Taliban thought they had silenced Malala, but they were wrong. Her attempted assassination only strengthened her resolve, and she continued to advocate for girls' education, even in the face of overwhelming danger. In 2014, Malala traveled to the United Nations to deliver a powerful speech, calling for the world to stand with her against the Taliban. Malala's speech was a turning point in her journey. It marked a moment when her message began to resonate with people all over the world. She was no longer just a symbol of resistance. She was a beacon of hope, shining a light on the power of education to transform lives. As Malala's fame grew, so did the threats against her. But she refused to be silenced. Instead, she used her platform to speak out against oppression, to advocate for the rights of girls and women, and to inspire others to join her in the fight for change. Today, Malala Yousafzai is a global icon, recognized for her courage and determination in the face of overwhelming adversity. But her journey is far from over. She continues to speak out against injustice, to advocate for education, and to inspire others to join her in the fight for a better world. You might wonder how Malala's story continues to inspire us, even years after her attempted assassination. The answer lies in her unyielding spirit, her refusal to be silenced, and her unwavering commitment to the cause of girls' education. Malala's journey is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that with courage, determination, and a willingness to stand up for what we believe in, we can change the world. Malala's message is clear. Education is the key to unlocking a brighter future. It's a message that resonates with people all over the world, and one that we would do well to remember. As Malala herself says, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. The question is, what will you do with your power to change the world? As Malala Yousafzai grew older, her passion for learning only intensified. Her father, Ziauddin, a courageous man with a vision for a better future, recognized the importance of education in breaking the chains of oppression. In a region where the Taliban had imposed strict laws, Ziauddin made a bold decision. He defied the regime by sending Malala to school. This act of defiance ignited a spark within Malala, and she would soon become a symbol of hope in a region where freedom was fading. Malala's determination was ignited, and she would soon become a symbol of hope in a region where freedom was fading. Her love for learning led her to excel in her studies, and she proved to be a quick learner, mastering multiple languages and subjects with ease. But Malala's education was not just about personal achievement, it was about making a difference in her community. Ziauddin's decision to send Malala to school sparked a chain reaction, inspiring others to follow suit. As Malala's voice grew louder, she began to speak out against the Taliban's oppressive laws, advocating for girls' education and empowering women. Her message resonated with the community, and soon, she was leading a movement. The Taliban, however, took notice of Malala's growing influence, and their threats grew more menacing. But Malala refused to back down. She continued to speak out, using her platform to raise awareness about the importance of education. Her words inspired countless young girls to stand up for their rights, and her message spread like wildfire. The Taliban, however, saw Malala as a threat to their authority, and they began to plot her downfall. As Malala's voice grew louder, the Taliban's grip on the Swat Valley tightened. They saw Malala as a symbol of resistance, a reminder that their oppressive laws would not go unchallenged. But Malala's determination was unwavering, and she continued to fight for her right to an education. This was just the beginning of her journey, one that would take her from the streets of Swat to the world stage. Malala's story is a testament to the power of education and the human spirit. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. And for Malala, that hope was ignited by her father's courageous decision to send her to school. As she stood up for her rights, she sparked a movement that would change the course of history. But as Malala's voice grew louder, the Taliban's threats grew more menacing. Would she be silenced, or would she continue to fight for what she believed in? Malala's courage in the face of terror inspired a global outpouring of support, and her message resonated with people from all walks of life. As the Taliban's attempts to silence her only intensified, Malala's resolve to continue advocating for girls' education grew stronger. She became a beacon of hope for young girls everywhere, proof that even the most seemingly insurmountable obstacles could be overcome with determination and conviction. In 2012, Malala was just 15 years old when she was shot by the Taliban for speaking out against their oppressive policies. The attack sparked widespread outrage and condemnation from around the world, but it also galvanized support for Malala's cause. As she recovered from her injuries, Malala continued to write and speak out against the Taliban's efforts to deny girls an education. Her message was not limited to Pakistan or the Middle East. It was a universal cry for freedom, equality, and justice. Malala's courage in the face of terror inspired a global movement, with people from all over the world joining her in the fight for girls' education. She became a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way forward. As Malala's international platform grew, so did her influence. In 2014, she became the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate in history, a testament to her tireless efforts to promote peace, education, and human rights. She was just 17 years old when she received the award, and it marked a major milestone in her journey to become a global leader. Malala's journey took her from a remote valley in Pakistan to the world stage, where she would confront the very powers that sought to silence her. She became a UN messenger of peace, using her platform to advocate for the rights of girls and women around the world. With each new challenge, Malala's resolve only grew stronger, inspiring countless others to join her in the fight for a more just and equitable world. As Malala's movement gains momentum, the impact of her work begins to manifest in the most striking ways. In Swat Valley, the region where she first stood up to the Taliban, the number of girls enrolled in school increases by 100,000. This is a staggering number, and one that would have been unthinkable just a few short years ago. But it's not just the numbers that tell the story, it's the faces of the girls themselves, their eyes shining with hope and determination as they take their first steps into a world of education. The Taliban's grip on the region begins to loosen, their influence waning as the power of education takes hold. It's a testament to the enduring power of Malala's message, and a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter future. As Malala herself says, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. And it's clear that this small but mighty movement is just getting started. But as Malala's movement gains momentum, the question remains, can education be the key to unlocking a more peaceful world? It's a question that has haunted humanity for centuries, and one that Malala is uniquely positioned to answer. With her message of hope and resilience, she inspires us to take action, to be part of a global effort to ensure every girl has access to quality education, the key to a brighter future for all. As Malala's message resonated with a global audience, it sparked a ripple effect that echoed across borders and cultures. The impact of her advocacy for girls' education was no longer confined to the Swat Valley. It had become a beacon of hope for young girls and women worldwide. In countries where education was a distant dream, Malala's courage inspired a new wave of determination. From Pakistan to Afghanistan, from India to Nigeria, communities began to mobilize and demand access to quality education for their daughters. The statistics were staggering. Over 1 million girls were enrolled in school in previously inaccessible regions. The number of girls in secondary education had increased by 50 in just 2 years. But the impact went beyond the numbers. It was a testament to the power of Malala's message and the resilience of the human spirit. As she continued to speak out against oppression and inequality, Malala's legacy was being forged in the hearts of a new generation. But the question remained, what would happen when the world's most ambitious educational initiatives finally reached the most marginalized communities? As the years went by, Malala's message began to resonate with young girls and women in unexpected ways. In a small village in rural Africa, a group of girls, inspired by Malala's courage, formed their own advocacy group to demand access to education. They organized protests, rallies, and petitions, and soon, their voices were heard by local leaders and international organizations. The girls' determination and resilience were a testament to the power of Malala's movement, which had ignited a spark that would continue to burn bright for generations to come. With each passing day, the movement grew, and its impact began to manifest in the most remarkable ways. In a country ravaged by conflict, a group of young women, armed with nothing but their determination and Malala's words, began to rebuild their communities, one school at a time. Their story was a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of education could pierce through the shadows and illuminate a brighter future.